Alright, so the beginning of my life was, as a young girl, I was very active. My family and I, we would go out, we would go to the beach, we would go to the river, bike riding and walking and hikes and you name it. Growing up, I tried to keep active. We had a dog that I would play with in the backyard. We had a swimming pool that I would use. I would go out and hang out with my friends. I would rollerblading, bicycle riding, you name it. I tried to keep active as possible. Growing up, I was told that I was going to look like a specific person that I love dearly. And I know that she would not want that for me because she was battling diseases. She had heart conditions and she was diabetic and she had other issues that she was dealing with that I know she wouldn't want for me. And so when someone had told me that I was going to grow up and I was going to be just like her, no matter how active I was, it broke my heart. I was a little girl and it broke my heart because they made me put myself in a place to say, I don't want to be like that person. Granted, there are things about me that are like her, because she's my grandmother, and I miss her and I love her, and I'm proud of those things. But as far as my health and fitness goes, I am working on that. I miss her. She wouldn't want me to be diabetic or have heart conditions or cancers or any other illnesses. And I know that she would encourage me to be healthier and more active in my diet and in my lifestyle. That being said, I didn't want to be like that, so I tried to be active as much as I possibly could. Also, growing up, I was always told, I was always teased by the other kids, that I was ugly, and I believed it. It's childhood banter. People call it bullying nowadays, but you know what? I believe it gives you character, and if you're going to take that away from someone growing up to have character, then you're going to have a lot of wimps on your hands. And if you want to go into a battle with a lot of people who are wimpy, go for it. I'd rather go with people who've got some backbone because they were taught to have backbone. That's just me personally. So anyhow, I always thought I was ugly. I never thought I was beautiful. I would look at magazines and the women on TV, and none of them seemed to look like my grandmother. None of them looked like me. None of them looked like my mom. And so I thought I was ugly. But, growing up, I had to learn to deal with that. And I put it in the back of my mind. And I had told myself, that I am beautiful. I am created by God. I'm created in His image, and He loves me for who and what I am. I would have to go to the mirror and tell myself, Rochelle, you're beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you. You're beautiful mentally, emotionally, socially. People love you. You're even beautiful physically. And if you have anything against that and you don't believe that, then you need to say it again. And it took me a long time. It took me a long time to believe myself because I was believing the little lies that I was told by other children. I was believing the media. I was believing anything but the truth. And so when I finally put myself in front of the mirror, it took me a while to say it because, again, I didn't believe it. And I finally started speaking it, and now I know. And what's most important is that my husband believes it, and my husband knows that I'm beautiful. So from there, I started working out. I started getting, healthier. My early childhood life, I was active. I remember my friend and I, we were working on losing weight. It was so funny. Her mother would have a candy dish in the living room. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. Her mother would have to put her candy dish away when I came over because I would eat all the candy out of the candy dish. And she would ask me, no, I didn't eat it. But I did, because they were my favorite candies that she would put out. I don't think she knew that they were my favorite candies, but they were, especially the cinnamon hearts and the conversation hearts. Alright, well, a lot of candies were my favorite candies. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go on to my next video, video 3.